What up, family? It's me, Rondo, aka Parnell Shuttlesworth, BKA your mom's homie, aka Young Ash Ketchum. I gotta catch 'em all. FKA Mr. Big Stuff. And my pronouns is Black Matrix. And I would like to welcome y'all to the Treehouse. Out of Chicago, this is 77 Tree, the podcast, in conjunction with the Bel Air Boys. Here we discuss wrestling and all things associated with it. Whether it's your first time checking us out or you've been here before, do me a favor, make sure you're tuned in. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're subscribed. On whatever platform you're checking us out on, 77 Tree is available wherever you pick up any of your podcasts. All likes, follows, reviews, ratings, they does wonders for us on this end. It gives us the analytics we need to know what type of content to continue to put out for you all. So again, I say thank you. Without any further ado, let's move forward with the episode. Today's episode is the March 2nd, 2026 Monday Night Raw on Netflix edition. We hail in from Indianapolis, Indiana. They do a quick recap of the chamber and what took place that evening. They go over the winners and the losers of the matches. They talk about how Drew interfered in the chamber, and it really ticked Nick Aldis off. They spoke about Danhausen. Can't forget about Danhausen. They did the Cody versus Drew. Then we come in with shots of Indy and the stadium as usual. We get AJ Lee making her way with CM Punk. We get shots of the Judgment Day as well as Gunther. And we'll have Roman Reigns live this evening. So he'll be closing out the show without question. When we cut back to the live feed, we already have Paul Heyman and the Vision ringside. Heyman proceeds to cut a promo against Seth Rollins, and it is spicy. He talk about how Seth likes to think he started the Vision when he didn't. He likes to proclaim how he came up with the idea for the Shield, which was a tricky one because originally, first and foremost, that was Punk's idea from the jump. And he wanted Cassius Ohno. They wanted Roman Reigns. Through kayfabe, they like to make it seem like Triple H and Seth came up with that idea, and they tried to run with it for a while. But here, Heyman acknowledged the fact that Seth did not come up with the idea, and he led you to believe that it was Punk because he didn't want to speak about it. And he's not going to speak about Punk because they're currently at odds with each other. They are enemies. He also goes on about how Seth Rollins has just stolen the Elimination Chamber win from Logan Paul, therefore stealing his WrestleMania main event moment. Heyman says when they see Seth Rollins, they're going to stomp his A out. Theory grabs the mic. He proceeds to cut a promo. Here's my theory. I like that line. Austin Theory is starting to work. He's starting to work. He goes over the history that him and Seth has, and he say none of that matter because when he see him, they're going to stomp him. Logan grabs the mic, gets booed. He starts complaining. Adam Pearce comes out. Adam Pearce asks them to leave. He has security with him. Heyman begins to talk more trash. Cue the mask men. You get one at a time until they draw each individual away from ringside. One comes out. Adam Pearce and security chases after him. Another one comes out. Theory goes after him. Another one goes out. Logan goes after him. Leaves Paul Heyman. Heyman's in the ring, and he's doing the looking nervous. He's trying to creep his way up out of this situation. Whole time, it's another masked man. If you counting, that's 4 up the walkway, standing at the walkway, walking towards the ring. Heyman's like, oh, no, let's talk about this. Look, no product placement. Let's talk about, I'm sorry. But the whole time, real people know that ain't Seth Rollins. Cue the camera angle. Cut to the ring. Now you see the angle. You get to see shots of what's behind Paul Heyman. And there is another masked man. That's 5. Slowly creeps in the ring, has a chair with him, gets into the ring, gets up onto the apron, removes the mask for the first time themselves, revealed to be Seth Rollins. Crowd goes crazy. If I'm in the ring and I'm Paul Heyman and I'm doing all that, when you hear all of that hoopla, when you hear all of that ruckus, you ain't gonna turn around and see what's happening. You just go continue to beg and plead. But anyway, Seth hits him with the chair, stomps his A out. Seth has gotten his revenge on Paul Heyman. It was very, very much telegraphed. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I've been in this boat with WWE as of late, and they're running out of rope because of everything that has happened with the injuries. I'm very understanding that a lot of things have had to be changed last minute. What I kind of don't appreciate is the fact that they're holding up plans, hoping that wrestlers who were injured are able to return back to work in time for Mania. That's chaotically crazy. That's wild. Like, you have a roster full of wrestlers, and I get it. But y'all obviously aren't concerned about storylines. So why not just start some shit up? Sorry for cursing. Why not just throw another tournament together? Get over here. Why not put a gauntlet? Do something like that for a title or a number one contendership. But the fact that they've held up plans for Mania behind Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, like, they've put all their eggs in that one basket. And when it hit the fan, with Seth, okay, you could finesse around one. You're used to that. To have your two main characters from the main storyline both go out with injuries, and you booked around them two solely on one entire show, saying that out loud, they'll never let this happen again. And then finding out the fact that they're hoping that so Seth has returned. We don't know if he's cleared. Braun Breaker has not returned. We don't know if he'll be cleared in time for Mania. Even if he was, I would not want to put him into a match after he just returned from injury. That's so wild that they would even, like, the fact that that's even an option is wild to me. I lost track of the show, but we're back. Heyman gets stomped out. Security personnel help Heyman up out of the ring, help him backstage. They help him into an ambulance. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, they're checking on Heyman. They're mad. They're hot. Logan take off to go get the car because they going to follow the ambulance. They close the door. Theory going to get Logan. Truck pulls up. Theory goes to hop in the truck. He like, Logan, come on, man, let's go. Straight right. Bah. That ain't Logan. Jimmy Uso gets to putting hands on Austin Theory, slapping him around, throwing him through the parking lot. Cut to the ambulance. Make sure he get the help he needs. Oh, he's going to get the help he needs, all right. Something along those lines. Yeah, LA Knight driving the ambulance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He pull off with Paul Heyman in the back of the ambulance. That's good storytelling. That was a good opening. That was a good start to Raw. That was by far one of the hottest starts that they've put on in a very long time. Especially for this year, one of the best starts to the show by far. And yeah, it's early, but they've had a line of stinking starts to show. After that, we go into Gunther. Gunther has a match against Dragon Lee. This match went how you would expect it to go. No disrespect. There were some good spots in this match. I will go through it and break it down, but I don't know how detailed I'll get. I might get lost in the storytelling. We'll see. But this has been going on because Gunther has been disrespectful to the legends. Him retiring AJ Styles and being disrespectful after the fact has rubbed a lot of people, a lot of wrestlers, a lot of personnel backstage the wrong way. While disrespecting AJ Styles, Dragon Lee, who is AJ Styles' former tag team partner, they were former tag team champions, got tired of the nonsense and began to take it upon himself to, every time he see Gunther, put fire to Gunther. And that's what he's been doing for like a month now. The match has finally been booked. This is that match. Gunther's making his entrance to the ring. On his way to the ring, he gets jumped by Dragon Lee again. My boy ain't playing. He on demon time the whole month. He been after him the whole Black History time. He been on his heels. And this is a match. He jumped him before the match even started. All outside the ring. Towards the ring. They go ringside. He throw him up against the ring timekeeper's area. He throws him up against the timekeeper's area. Dragon Lee steps back. He runs at Gunther. Gunther, big back body drops him over his head into the timekeeper's area. My boy got height. He caught air. Threw that man into the timekeeper's area. After that, it was pretty much Gunther maintaining control of the match, but respectfully, Dragon Lee got a lot of good action in. Let's go. Let's break some of it down. So after we come back from break, they speak about the spy getting thrown into the timekeeper's area. We're back in the ring with the action, and Gunther's in control. Big chops, big uppercuts, stomping him, tossing him from corner to corner, literally picking him up and just tossing him from corner to corner. Dragon Lee still fighting though. These two work well together. Not saying that I was surprised, because the big man, smaller guy, giant cruiserweight dynamic, according to 2K, should work perfectly. Not always. This is a testament to the fact that these individuals are that good. We know Gunther. The one thing we don't speak about enough with Gunther is his selling. Yes, he'll win. Yes, he'll cheat. Yes, he'll be dominant. But when his opponent is inflicting punishment on him until it's demon time, Gunther sells like you definitely believe Gunther might lose a match or he might pin. Jey Uso tapped him out. You can't forget that. So Dragon Lee get his offense in. He flying around, Hurricane Ranas, kicks, action goes to the outside. Gunther big power bombs Dragon Lee outside. Picks him back up, goes for two more. Power bombs him on the apron, power bombs him on the edge of the table. He go for a third one. Dragon Lee reverses it. Dragon Lee get his offense in. He run inside the ring, run back out, hit him with a dive. He hits the Operation Dragon on the outside of the ring on Gunther. They both tried pulling off getting a count out win. Gunther broke it. He was counting him. He went back out there to inflict more damage. So he broke that clock. Dragon Lee was trying to do the same deal, but Gunther slid back in the ring before the 10. I know my homie don't like that shit, but sorry for cussing. Yeah, Gunther legit just like laid there, slow crawling, and then he was like 9, and he hopped up and rolled in the ring. Like, you were just motionless, and that 9 got you right back where you needed to be. Hilarious. Back in the ring, Gunther catches a rebound, and Dragon Lee puts him in a sleeper, trying to put him out. Dragon Lee trying to fight. Gunther goes, removes Dragon Lee's mask. He taps. They call the match. Gunther's on real heel mode. And for me, it's because I'm over the gimmick. Like, it's good. It works. They don't like him. He's doing heel things. I don't know. I need to see something else. I would like to see something else. It's decent for what it is. Don't get me wrong. What Gunther is doing is fantastic work. It works. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I need to see him really wrestle somebody. This gimmick is cool, but if he's not really facing people who are worthy, what does this all mean? Dragon Lee respectfully had a great showing. It was a good match. Him versus Gunther, fantastic. That's not the match that I'm trying to see. We know how that ends. We know how that plays out. After that match, we get Asuka and Kairi backstage. They cutting the promo in Japanese. Long story short, what I gathered, I mean, I'm no translator. I have no, I don't got no meta joints or anything, but it looks like Asuka was complaining and blaming Kairi for the loss. Kairi explained the fact that, you said I did good. Asuka gets to yelling at her, muffing her. She walk off. Kairi is just standing there, stuck, dumbfounded, froze. Like when you was a little kid and you'll be looking at something and then you'll like look at something far away in the distance and you kind of like just like zoned out. That's how she looked. AJ Lee walked up like, "Hey girl, you okay?" She said nothing, did not move. Asuka yelled her name, she took off, snapped right up out of that joint. Furious. But that was the beginning. That's the start to Raw. So far, so good. For me, it was the kickoff. That's how they need to start the shows from now on. They did the right thing when they did that. They barely been building up to WrestleMania. And again, I've been understanding. I get it. It's a lot of injuries been happening. A lot has taken place. But They got to figure out how they're going to like fix. How are you going to make sure like this situation does not happen again? Because that's what they need. We got to figure out how we can make sure something like this does not ever happen again with WWE. But we're going to get ready and take a break. When we come back, we're going to finish up with the show. We're going to come back and we're going right into AJ Lee's promo. She has something to say. She has something to say after winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship from Becky Lynch. Y'all hang tight. We'll be back in a hot second. Yes, sir. And we're back. Yes, sir. Let's move forward with the episode, people. So we going to AJ Lee. She's cutting her promo after winning the IC title from Becky. Talks about being a fighting champion. Ironically, same deal her husband was talking about. So she wants to do an open challenge. She's going to start with a tournament. The winner of the tournament gets the first shot. Initially, when I heard this, I thought WWE has no plans. Sorry. They know what the end goal is. The end goal is AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. They don't know what to do in between time. You have to keep the belt on AJ Lee. It's not going to be a Cody Rhodes situation. So they throw this tournament together. If you remember, they just had all their best singles women's in tag team matches. They were all in tag teams. So now you do this tournament after giving Nia and Lash Legend the tag titles. You can kind of reset and refresh the tag team division. I don't know what direction they're going to go in with it yet, but with this tournament, you can kind of do something like you can get some shine on these women individually. I believe in that match, and it's not this week, it's next week. So we'll go over that one then. But yeah, that's what AJ Lee was talking about. We got the IC challenge. El Grande talks to Penta about his match for the IC title against Dom this evening. He says to Penta if he wins, he wants a shot. They agree. El Grande has a match against Rayo. We get a Liv Morgan promo video package, Trash and Stephanie. Talking about her living in mud huts, real nasty stuff, disrespectful. Heel tactics. Does it work? Yeah, I guess. But I thought they was turning Steph heel. So I don't know what the plan is. Storyline wise, Stephanie is the babyface, Liv is the heel. But they might cheer in reverse. If they do that, they need to go Austin Bret Hart. Meaning, if they start that match off and Liv is the heel and Stephanie is the babyface, and they get cheered in reverse, meaning they still cheer Liv and they start booing Stephanie, they need to switch roles and turn the other one. They can still do the finish. You don't have to change the finish. I would not think so, unless it's like some tomfoolery, but you can keep the title wherever you was going to have it. Just have them switch roles. If they go that route, and if Liv is to win, you got to win. Like they're worried about clicks and all of that. That's how you do that. But then we go into the El Grande versus Rayo match. Rayo of the Los Americanos. I'm going to speed through this match. It was typical El Grande stuff. There was some good spots. Chad got his suplexes in. I'm sorry, El Grande, OG El Grande. He got some chops in. It was pretty entertaining. Good back and forth. Another one. OG El Grande is really good at selling. He's a fantastic wrestler. Phenomenal in the ring. His skill set is unmatched. You can put him up against giants. You can do cruiserweight stuff with him, as you now see. Comedically, he's been one of the top 3 comedic wrestling acts probably since around the pandemic. Since a little bit after the pandemic. We'll say 23. We'll give him 2023. When he first started doing the Alpha Academy stuff, that was really good. And then he came up with this gimmick and got it over, got injured. WWE kept it, got it over with another dude, and it's over in another promotion now. So what they're going to end up doing, this is what my theory, this is what I think. Then they're going to do a mask versus mask match at WrestleMania. I think OG El Grande is going to lose. He's going to have to unmask. I don't know where the character goes after that, but the reason I say that is because everybody knows that the fake, and I say that with quotes, I like to say OG El Grande and regular El Grande. So regular El Grande is over in AAA. They cheer him uncontrollably in AAA. WWE is going to keep that rolling. That's where you can get the merch off. I mean, realistically, you can keep both. Like, you could just have Chad go down there and work. I mean, not like on no demotion type deal either. That you could do a whole storyline down there because regular El Grande knows actual Spanish. So he be cutting promo. That's why they rocking with him. And he speaks Ebonics. He speak Ebonic Spanish. Like how we speak Ebonics, like how black people got slang and all of this. That's how he speak like a Mexican from out west. And they be rolling with it. Anyway, this match, Rayo, and the reason I be like, because I don't know, I know that it's Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates. I don't know which is which, and I can never remember. And them two, I'm over. You know what I'm saying? They're jobbing out, and it is what it is. They both tease trying to take each other mask at one point. OGL Grande hit the stalling German suplex for the win. He hurry up and get out of there. They go back to teasing trying to take each other's mask. Moving forward. Penta promo video. He cuts a promo about going for the IC title, talking about Dom. I believe this was either before commercial. We get Jackie Redmond talking to Maxine. She talking about Natty. Natty comes out. She cut a heel promo against Maxine, calling Maxine fake, talking about how she was at one point the same thing. Maxine is not a killer. Told Maxine to go do TikToks. She don't belong in her world. They're beating this storyline to death. They played it in reverse, or out of order, I'll say. I keep saying in reverse, but they gave us this storyline out of order. It's not believable. It's not that strong. And I'm a Natty fan. Nobody else is rocking with Natty that I talk to. Nobody wants to give Natty any type of credit. I said she should have been the first women's United States champ for the fact that she's tenured. She was there through the diva stuff into the real wrestling. Natty's been around the world and not yeah. I can't find my baby. I don't know and I don't know why. Looking ass. Just kidding. But they're still running this out. This said, this is the first match on night one WrestleMania match. Get it over with. Get it out of my face. Maybe even pre-show. Judgment Day, we get a video package of them backstage. Raquel's talking. Liv tells Raquel she should go for the IC title. I don't like the fact that they're not saying or doing anything about Liv throwing Raquel out at the Rumble. I'm hoping it comes back around by SummerSlam. Initially, I wanted Raquel to win the EC. Then she could have challenged Stephanie and made it a three-way. Like they could have did some dissension and made it seem like Raquel trying to get a get back, but she really just trying to get the title. It could be paranoid, and then Liv could start freaking out and like turning on Raquel slowly, and you can see the dissension and planning. And you know what I'm saying? Check out but that's not what they did. And they make it seem like they still buddy, like everything is all good. Like it's all good, buddy. It's all good, buddy. That's exactly how they acting. JD and Dom is talking. Dom mad because he got a match tonight and he wants to make sure that the guys got his back. JD said, yeah, he got his back. Tell him, look, it's time for you to man up. You got to do this on your own. You know, you want to be the man, Dominic. You got to do this on your own. Dom not really trying to hear that, but it is what it is. Next, we get the Oberfemi recap of him versus The Miz. Seth comes out like, yo, cut all that out. Everybody talking about Oberfemi. The big Rusev calling out Oberfemi. Ober comes out like, look, you talking all that. Why don't you come in the ring and do something? They get in the ring face to face. Femi is towering over Rusev and makes him look small. And Rusev is no small dude. He is not a small character by any means. Said all that to say Oberfemi is a created character. My boy is real life 6'5" and like probably 310. That's otherworldly. That's a real human being. That's a real person. Thank God he either does this or you build pyramids. If you're that big, that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be a wrestler or lifting up stuff, pushing cars. I don't know. But that It's ridiculous. They break them up. They make the match for next week. Oberfemi versus Rusev, 1-on-1. Backstage, Lyra and Bailey talking. They talk about going for the IC title. Lyra trying to hype Bailey up. Bailey is happy Bailey, hug her Bailey. She like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I will. But I think you should also ask Pierce if you can have a shot. So they go back there. Those two women will be in the gauntlet. As they're approaching Pierce's door, Io comes out of the same door. Io's in that match as well. After that, you get Jimmy Uso making his way to the ring. Jimmy Uso is taking on Austin Theory. They going back and forth, Jimmy attacking right away at first. All of this is because initially, Division, somebody jumped Jay before his EC match. That's why he wasn't in the match. He was replaced by Logan Paul or whatever it was. I forget the logistics. But this was another quick match. Jimmy, my apologies. Jimmy is fighting for his brother. Theory getting his moves in. He's trying to get over. That's pressure. That's his joint. That's pressure. That's supposed to be his new nickname. But the fight spills to the outside. Jimmy in control. Beating up Theory. Throws Theory on the table. The announce table. Jimmy goes up to the top rope, teases the Uso splash from the top to the table. Logan runs in, tries to interfere. Jimmy jumps on Logan, gets him out the way real quick. Theory comes in. He gets that Theory. Logan finally makes contact, and hits Jimmy. They call for the bell. They proceed to jump Jimmy, Logan, and Austin Theory. Then you hear, it's just me, Oos. Day one, it's just me, Oos. They looking. The stupidest trope in wrestling history. When they hear the theme song, and they look down the ramp. I hate when they do that dumb shit. It's so stupid, and they do it every time. The first thing I would do if I'm jumping somebody and I hear that person's allies' music, the first thing I'm gonna do is look behind me. If the entrance is over here, I promise you we over this way, real quick. I'm this way and I'm here and I'm here. Because they're not coming from the front. And if they do, I have more than enough time to recognize that. If anything, I'm not coming out right away. My music gonna hit and it's gonna play for a hot 15 seconds. And you gonna think, oh, it was a swerve. And out of nowhere, then I'm pulling up like baby Pampers on your heels. Anyway, I got sidetracked. They jumping Jimmy, the music hits, they looking up the ramp. Jay pulls up from the backside, pause. Every episode I slide. Anyway. He got crutches. He slide one of those joints into Jimmy. He roll in the ring. Now, mind you, Jay got jumped so bad he couldn't be in the match. He just pulled up with 2 crutches. He get in that ring, and he swing that one crutch, and he moving and fighting like ain't nothing wrong with him. What's happening right now? What is going on? This is what I heard, and this is no slight, and this is big respect. Jay did an interview for ESPN on behalf of WWE, and I heard it didn't go that well. Jay has a history of putting himself in unflattering predicaments and situations that reflect poorly on him as well as WWE. I heard this interview looked like one of those situations. Normally when Jay does something that does not sit well with the higher ups at the company, they suspend him, they put him on punishment, whatever the case may be. Y'all remember all of his troubles from back in the day. I'm never one to judge, but I have noticed my boy likes to feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. But I heard that's why they took him out of that match. Because of that particular interview. Don't know if that's true, but that is what, word around a campfire. Afterwards, the Usos stand tall. They run off the Vision. We go backstage. We got the Judgment Day. Dom, Finn, JD, they going out with Dom for his match. And we're back. Had to wet the whistle, man. So before we went to commercial, what had happened was we were getting ready to have Adam Pearce backstage with Danhausen. Before that, you had like a 9-second video promo that was cut in a fashion that did not catch my eye at first. I saw what I thought I saw, but it didn't make sense. What it was the part of Punk's pipe bomb promo where he said, I got some things I want to get off of my chest. It was that part. Punk re-shot that same scene. They took footage of that part of the promo from him sitting cross-legged on top of the stage, and he reenacted it with the exact same cross-leg position, with the same shirt, the same Stone Cold shirt, and this time he had the title, almost perhaps indicating he has something that's potentially pipe bombish that he gonna say this evening. I didn't catch that at first. I caught it on the after the show ended, it made sense. I caught it on a rewatch, but at first, made no sense whatsoever. Why would they cut a 9-second video promo of Punk saying, I got some things I want to get off of my chest? Like, they love teasing that pipe bomb-ish. They run it into the ground. Like, they're running it into the ground. They're diluting it. They're making it into something that it's not going to mean anything yet. They're turning it into sweet chin music. I hate what they did to the super kick. The super kick is a finisher. I love this man's wrestling in ring. I like the character. Greatest seller of the 2010s, what y'all call them, the greatest seller of the 20 odds, whatever it is. Since 2008, top notch. And you know I'm talking about Dolph Z. He's the reason the super kick is no longer a finisher. He started using it, and they told him, you can't just take everybody's finishing move and use it in your repertoire. You're making the moves not mean as much. And then, of course, you got the Young Bucks. You talking about, they stretched that picture of Kool-Aid. Every time it got a little bit low, they add some more water. They would tag team super kick people and still not finish matches. Like, you got to tag team super kick somebody 3-4 times and then hit them with a knee. Come on. And they're not dead. That's what I mean. They watered down the move. But anyhow, again, sidetracked. Danhausen curses Dom. He don't even know it. Jackie Redmond talks to Rhea and Io. They come out, ask them what's next. They basically do a little separation farewell thing because Rhea's going to have to go to SmackDown in order to face Jade for the Women's Championship. Io hypes her up, tells her, don't worry about her. She'll be fine on Raw. Go over there, win the title. Mommy's always on top. It gives me real anime vibes when they have Io cutting these type of promos because all she does is says her lines and then smile. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I be trying not to, but it's hilarious to me. After this, we get Penta making his entrance to the ring. Penta has one of the greatest entrances in modern UE history. Fireworks, the light show, they did work with my boy when they put him on with this one. This is Dom making his entrance next with Finn and JD. His first defense since winning the title from Cena back in late November. He done had the title that long. Be it, he was suffering from injury for the later part of that, but still. Miss Alicia Taylor gives them the intro. They lock up, they trade kicks. Penta hits a drop kick, Dom to the outside. He has a tope con hilo over the top. Penta's in charge. Coming back from break, Dom's in control. Penta turns the tide, hit him with a kick to the back of the head for a pin, only gets 2. Dom has a move called the Mullet-O-Matic. I don't know what that means, but it looks dumb. Not the move, the name. I had to write that stupid shit. He wins for the pin, only gets a 2. It's essentially like a Mikanochu driver, like that. I don't know. I don't know how to say it right now, man. God, y'all asking for so much. Can I just finish what I'm trying to do? Dom goes into the 3 amigos. He hits 1, he hits 2. Penta reverses the last one. Dom gets put on the top rope on the second rope. He turns that into an apron DDT. They get the action back in the ring. They trade rights. They trade elbows. Penta gets tossed over the top rope to the apron again. Dom hit him with a straight right. Then he dived from the top rope to the outside. Dom hits a running crossbody into the timekeeper's area. They go into commercial after that. Back from commercial, Penta's now in control. They throw him into the corner, hit him with a backstabber. He hits Dom with the backstabber. Dom reverses the Mexican Destroyer into a driver for a 2 count. Sets up Penta for the 619. He hits it, goes up top, try to go for a splash. Penta catches and reverses that into the sacrifice. Snaps that boy on. Then picks him up, hits him with the Penta driver, only gets the 2. Penta gets Dom balled up in the corner, gets to stomping him out, stomping him aggressively, like to the point where you might think he might get, he might get disqualified if he don't chill out. While that's taking place, the ref's trying to calm him down. Dom Penta went for a shoulder tackle, runs into the turnbuckle, misses that. So now he crying on the mat about his shoulder. Dom tell JD and Finn, give me the hammer. Go give me the ring bell hammer. JD go gets it, goes to give it to Dom. Finn stops him. Like, yo, no. He said he want to do it on his own. Let him do it. These two bickering. While that's taking place, Penta fly over the top rope, knock both of them down. Gets back inside of the ring. Penta goes at Dom. Dom tried to 619 again. Penta blocks it. Hits my man with the Mexican Destroyer and wins. 1, 2, 3, new IC champion, Penta. He's the first title. This is his first title win. Fantastic showing. It's a great match. Good that they got the belt off that boy because he wasn't doing nothing with it. I know he was injured, but you can't have... The IC title used to be a very prestigious belt. It's the belt that you get right before you go get the world title. They've made this belt feel obsolete damn near. This belt doesn't get any respect. And the United States title is relegated to a tournament. Like, you got to fight somebody random every week. Like, that's wild. Either way, now we have someone who will more than likely be fighting with this title, if not every week, very often, way more often than Dom did. After this, we get a recap of Nick Aldis and Drew after the Elimination Chamber, how Drew screwed up the matches, and Nick Aldis was super hot. He was mad as fish grease, hot as fish grease, I mean. So he, afterwards, at the post-media scrum, he like, yo, you want to ruin my match? I'm going to ruin your life type deal. Puts him in a match against Cody Rhodes with the title on the line Friday on SmackDown. What I believe is happening, they're taking the title off Drew because the bigger match is Cody versus Randy, not Drew versus Randy. They've got put in a pickle with the injuries and everything that's taking place. This is the match they need to do because it's a bigger draw. No disrespect to Drew. Reasons to believe that Drew's going to be leaving to shoot a movie or a TV series or something like that soon. I know he has too much respect to have the title and not be around. He doesn't like when wrestlers do that. He won't do it. So that match has been set. After this, we get the main event. Roman Reigns comes out. He comes to the ring. He makes his entrance. He does his spiel. Acknowledge me. He gets ready to speak. CM Punk music hits. He comes out. These two have a war of words. Now, I won't go into verbatims. What I will say is this was one of the greatest promo sessions that I've seen between wrestlers in a minute. Probably since Drew and Punk. And I was telling my man Defense this, and y'all will agree. Punk has had the best storylines and the best feuds because all of his situations are realistic. The heat that he has with the people he's wrestling against is real heat. He really does not get along with these people, or he didn't. No, I said that wrong. Apologies. Everyone he's had matches and storylines and promos against or with has valuable reason to be upset at him in real life. They like to blur the lines. They like to make you think you don't know if it's real or if it's fake. They've destroyed kayfabe and still want you to believe some of this stuff is real. I'm old enough, I'm grown enough to recognize the difference. I know better. The thing is, some of this stuff is real and it might spill over. The potential, real in the sense where Punk did something to disrespect everyone he's had some type of storyline with. And everyone that he's had something with has a reason to really not like this guy. Not in wrestling terms, in real life. Everyone. Punk only has gotten the title now because Seth Rollins got hurt. Y'all forget Seth Rollins was the champ. This was a backup plan. On top of, because Roman decided he didn't want to do movies anymore, or for the time being, and he wants a WrestleMania match. I believe originally he wanted him and Cody. That was the bigger match, but they didn't want to do that match right now. They're saving that for Saudi. Bet money. If they can't get The Rock, they're saving that for Saudi. Next year's WrestleMania. Either way, these two exchange barbs. They go back and forth, and Roman's getting the better of Punk. He tell him, like, look, you weren't supposed to be champion. We brought you back to sell shirts. We brought you back for nostalgic pops. We brought you back to maybe sell out a house in Chicago. Like, you being champion ain't supposed to be here. Like, that's not this. This wasn't supposed to happen. I'm a champion. You're not a champion. You're not trustworthy. We don't trust you, Punk. You know what we gonna do with you? We gonna use you up. I'm gonna take that title off your hands. Then we're gonna let you go down to NXT and train the youngins so they can be built up to come up here so I can smash them all. Roman was getting under Punk's skin because Roman was saying that was real. Roman tried to walk off of Punk real life grabbed. Punk lost his cool for a little bit because Punk went into saying about how Roman Reigns really hates him. Join the list. The list. Chris Jericho confirmed. He tells him, they like to mention how I bury people, this, that, and the third. He's like, I'm going to bury Roman. He's like, I'm going to bury you next to your dad. Crowd boos. Or they don't boo. They like they're at a gas. They're like, oh my God. I remember being stuck when I first heard that bar. I'm like, yo, yeah, that was Roman. Look, he froze. He was froze when that happened. His acting has gotten so much better. His character work. Supposed to be a babyface, but he's doing and saying heel stuff. So I don't know what the move is, but I'm interested in seeing, because my whole thing is when they do the babyface versus babyface, who's going to win? Who's going to go babyface? Someone has to be the bad guy. In between Punk and Roman, who would you want to see the bad? Who would you want to see be the bad guy? That might be the poll. Between Punk and Roman, who do you want to see the bad guy? All right, check it out. I appreciate y'all staying tuned in with me. You know where to find me. If you like what you're hearing, I'm on YouTube under Rondo23. YouTube at Rondo23. TikTok is Rondo01. Parnell Shuttlesworth is the Instagram. Parnell_Shuttlesworth. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to the podcast wherever you get it at. Share, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna wrap this episode up because I got a lot more work to do, y'all. It don't stop. And I gotta cook. I think that's about it for this one, y'all. You know what? You know me. Sorry about all the technical difficulties. The joint kept cutting off and cutting back on, but we got it going. Anyway, you know me. It's Rondo. AKA Parnell Shuttlesworth, BKA your mom's homie, AKA Young Ash Ketchum. I gotta catch them all. FKA Mr. Big Stuff. And my pronouns is Black Matrix. I'll holler at y'all later on. Take care. Be careful. Sorry for the wait.